are.
I'm just setting up my butt stick to make sure that I've taken out the angle of my neighbour over there, and then I'm safe out the back there, which is fine. And then at that sort of angle there,
yeah,
I'm lifting over the butt, and then I can go out the back there.
Yeah.
So, and then I've got plenty of space to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure that we've got a really good central pickup point of these birds. Now, although we've got a big sky in front of us, I'm concentrating on the middle of here, and I'm going to keep my gun low, not up in the air, but nice and low where my eyes are looking, so that when the birds do come into my zone, I can pick them up either going left or going right, and it gives me a nice open look out there,
yeah,
you see. And that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, now tell me, Ed, how far do you think the horizon is? Are we talking 65, 70 metres here, would you say?
Yeah, I think probably a little bit less directly in front of us, probably about, I'd say 40. And then as we look out to our widest point over
yeah,
here, that's probably getting more like like those reeds in the distance.
Yeah.
And then we've got over here a shorter one again to our actual horizon. The far horizon's fine, but where we're going to see grouse is there.
So at that distance, as soon as you see the bird in front of you, you've got to get the gun up immediately because they're going to be on top of them.
Absolutely.
You've got to get there and shoot them quickly.
And we want to get right on them. And what we've got to do is make sure, hence the gun nice and low where your eyes are looking.
Got it.
So when they come onto the horizon, the gun will just meet the bird.
Yeah.
And then all you've got to do is then stay with the bird and shoot. On the cartridge range, you've got the variety you have in the game loads. If you could just explain to me again that what you feel your whole range is in the game cartridge range.
Okay, right. The three most important cartridges in our range are Imperial Game. The red one that we've got here that we're shooting at today, that's 65mm, suitable for a 2.5-inch chambered shotgun. We've got High Pheasant, which is 67mm. That can be shot in a 2.5-inch chamber or a 2 3/4-inch chamber shotgun, and the High Pheasant Extreme, which is only for 2 3/4-inch shotguns, which most people would be shooting a heavier weight over and under shotgun. The High Pheasant gives you a little bit more performance, 67mm, so you can shoot it in a 2.5-inch chamber with long forcing cones or a 2 3/4-inch.
So it's not going to harm.
No, it's not going to harm the shotgun. No,
but it just gives you a bit more performance in the cartridge.
You'll get a little bit more performance. The shiny bit at the front is the chamber, right? The shaded bit is the forcing cone, and then it's the barrel. The forcing cone, if it's a short forcing cone, you need, right, and a 2.5-inch, you need 65. If that shaded area is extended, you can use a 67mm case in it.
Okay. Basically, if I'm grouse shooting, I've got the Imperial Game, I've got the High Pheasant, but then when I'm moving on to decent pheasants, and I'm an over and under shooter like you are, the High Pheasant Extreme is obviously a 70mm cartridge.
Correct.
And that, therefore, you've charged up to give more performance with a bigger everything?
Yeah, with the emphasis being on the heavier pellet.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all know about shot weights, but the most important thing is actually the pellet size. Because when you're going to kill that bird cleanly, you need the slightly larger pellet size.
And then, so you're in that front, so you're talking about the pellet size. So in your range, if it says a 5 on the cartridge, what is it in reality?
Okay, if it's an extreme shot size, as in High Pheasant Extreme, the 6 is a 5.5, the 5 is a 4.5, and the 4 is a 3.5.
And that all comes from what? In some sort of EEC or European thing?
No, right. What we're actually looking at is the slightly larger pellet size, which you would find with some of the continental shot sizes.
Okay.
There are some of the continental shotgun cartridges in the UK that are using UK sizes, and some of them are using continentals. We're making it very, very simple for the shooter. If it's extreme, only in High Pheasant Extreme, then it is the continental shot sizes.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
They're half a shot smaller than what they say on the...
Correct. Which means the pellet is half a size larger.
Larger. Get it. And... shot. And on its back. Excellent. Go for it, go for it. One.
Right, sorry.
Great work. Come into it like that and just go bosh.
It's panic time,
It is.
and gosh, how much time have I got? Whereas in fact, you're saying I've got all the time.
Yeah, just open the gap, bosh it.
Nice shot.